All right, let's dive on in. It is March 24th, 2024. It is March 28th, 2024. We are in the Art of War, verse 21 in the Army on the March. Movement among the trees of a forest shows that the enemy is advancing. The appearance of a number of screens in the midst of thick grass means that the enemy wants to make us suspicious. So, what does the enemy want to make us suspicious, right? What are they trying to provoke? Are they trying to provoke fear? Are they trying to provoke discontentment? We know that Master Sun has said a lot of things about controlling the population of the enemy army, the things that you give appearances to the citizenry to like make them lose faith in their leadership, and that's kind of what's happening in that. And it's like they're trying to scare you for a reason, because they want you to waver in your pride for your general. Let's go over to the alternate translation. Master Sun says, when the trees move, the enemy is coming. When there are many blinds in the undergrowth, it is misdirection. Du Yu says, the idea of making many blinds in the underbush is to make you think there might be bushwhackers hidden behind them. So just like the terracotta army is what they're saying, like, they're trying to either startle you and give you the appearance of being more many in number, or trying to urge you on in some direction to make a mistake. Okay, March 28th out of the Daily Stoic, Cowardice as a Design Problem, from the Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman. Life without a design is erratic. As soon as one is in place, principles become necessary. I think you'll concede that nothing is more shameful than uncertain and wavering conduct and beating a cowardly retreat. This will happen in all of our affairs unless we remove the faults that seize and detain our spirits, preventing them from pushing forward and making an all-out effort. Seneca, Moral Letters 95.46. Okay. Life without a design is erratic. As soon as a design is in place, principles become necessary, right? So principles, from Ray Dalio to Warren Buffett to the Sun Tzu principles to any principles that you live your life by. Uncertain, nothing is more shameful than uncertain and wavering conduct. Why? To me, that means shameful, uncertain, and wavering conduct, because you can't decide who you are. You're wishy-washy, you're flaky, you're not substantial, you don't have any substance, you don't have any form, right? And so that's almost like why Sun Tzu, when he does talk about being formless in many of his dictates, it's because you have to almost unself from who you are in order to make strategic decisions. You have to become a different person. And it can be shameful, right? Because of some of the things that we've learned from military history and everything like that. But nothing is more shameful and uncertain, wavering conduct, right? Beating a cowardly retreat. And so when I read that the first time, the first thought that I had was, no matter what, like always holding true to the principles. Like if you made the mistake, own it. If you're always trying to be honest, own it. Like if you're trying to like follow the fundamentals of being a good human being and you own that stuff, you take on the consequences. But at the end of the day, you're not shamed because you're not hiding behind a facade. You're not creating something that's not real. You are who you are, and you bear your mistakes, right, to the world. The opposing team comes out strong, establishes an early lead, and you never had time to recover. You walk into a business meeting, you're caught off guard, and the whole thing goes poorly. A delicate conversation escalates into a shouting match. You switch majors halfway through college and had to start your coursework over and graduate late. Sound familiar? It's the chaos that ensues from not having a plan. Not because plans are perfect, but because people without plans, like a line of infantrymen without a strong leader, are much more likely to get overwhelmed and fall apart. So, infantrymen without a strong leader, that's why the enemy is doing what they're doing with the grass, right? They're trying to make us paranoid and suspicious of like how many are there, are we being watched, and it puts you on high alert. And then it drains you, it drains the leadership, and then this happens. The chaos ensues from not having a plan. They're trying to make you get out of your plan. The Super Bowl winning coach, Bill Walsh, used to avoid this risk by scripting the beginning of his games. If you want to sleep at night before the game, he said in a lecture on game planning, have your first 25 plays established in your mind the night before that. You can walk in the stadium and you can start the game without the stress factor. You'll also be able to ignore a couple of early points or have a surprise from your opponent. It's irrelevant to you. You already have your marching orders. Don't try to make it up on the fly. Have a plan. Having a plan, having a plan, have a plan. Have a plan, and no matter how much the enemy rustles the bushes around you to try to stir you up, to try to get you to make a mistake, you're going to be all right. Looking for it. But I think that was beautifully done and well done. That one turned out well. I will find it later. See you on the next one.